At least 77 people are reportedly dead in an airplane crash in Algeria. A military transport plane slamming into a mountain in eastern Algeria and exploding. The Algerian military says one person in the plane survived. The plane took off from the southern part of the country and was headed for the city of Constantine. The defense ministry is blaming the crash on bad weather. The good news: opposing sides trying to resolve nearly 3-year conflict inside Syria are talking as negotiations are expected to continue today. The bad news is so far it hasn't amounted to much. Kelly Wright has more.
Negotiations taking place in Switzerland between the Syrian government and opposition delegations are at a standstill. The meetings are aimed at setting a path for Syria's future, but the opposing sides have yet to agree on some basic principles.
We all owe it to them. We all owe it to the Syrian people to move a little bit faster than we are doing.
The two sides are conflicted over which issue to tackle first: the role of President Bashar al-Assad in a transitional government and the ongoing violence.
They wasted all the time discussing nothing, saying that there is no terrorism in Syria. Do you want to lose all the time? You waiting here also for such silly discussions?
We wanted to start with the TGB, the Transitional Governing Body, because we feel that this is the way to tackle all other issues.
So far, the only tangible result of the talks has been an agreement to allow aid into the city of Homs and to allow people to leave. In the rebel-held city, residents have faced more than a year of hunger and deprivation.
Obvious signs of malnutrition. A man said he survived for a week with 1 spoon of bulgur. They say that they survived on leaves, grass, olives, and sometimes some wheat flour.
World leaders are paying close attention to the talks, hoping the two sides can put an end to the war that has sent millions fleeing from the country and resulted in the death of more than 100,000 people. In New York, Kelly Wright, Fox News.
U.S. Ambassador to Japan Caroline Kennedy makes her first visit to the island of Okinawa in the hopes of gaining support for a controversial plan to relocate a U.S. military base. She went to meet with Okinawan officials to discuss plans to work together on the base today. The U.S. wants to relocate Futenma Air Station, but many others are opposed. Half of the 50,000 U.S. troops in Japan are on Okinawa, which takes up less than 1% of Japanese territory. Many Okinawans want Futenma closed and moved completely off of the island.
Seeing so many students at the museum was really, I think, a great reminder of the importance of working together to reduce the burden of the American military presence here so that we can build a future for the students of Okinawa and create opportunities for them.
Kennedy is set to visit a high school and a castle and attend an evening reception before leaving the island tomorrow. 24 people now stand accused of smuggling heroin and cocaine into the U.S. from Italy. It's been called a major blow to organized crime on both sides of the Atlantic. The FBI working with Italian authorities to bust a new mafia drug smuggling operation. 24 arrests so far, 7 in New York, 17 in Italy. The FBI says the investigation started more than 2 years ago when mobsters from Italy's most powerful crime syndicate approached members of an infamous Gambino crime family in New York. But the investigation continues this morning and more arrests are expected. Hugh Jackman is taking the stage for the Tony Awards. Also, an iconic former child star is being honored in Hollywood. That and more when we return.